Now, there is definitely way too many pieces of data in this set to try to calculate by hand the standard deviation. We would be using the calculator anyway to square the deviations, probably do the subtractions, all this sort of thing. So let's just use a calculator from the start that is specifically designed to find the standard deviation for us. So again, there's the one in the that I have in our course homework section. Go ahead and pull that up. That's what I did. I typed in each of the pieces of data. You can separate them by commas or by spaces. It will come up with the calculations, and will do it all for us. So the first thing it does is it adds them all together and divides by however many there are, which in this case there are 53. That's one way you can check your data that you've got enough put in, is actually count how many pieces you have and make sure that this that shows up in the calculator. It says the count, that there's 53 and 53. First time I did it, I got to see it only had 52. I had actually missed putting in a piece of data, so I got that put in. So that's the critical part, is you got to get the right information into the calculator, or the calculator can't give you the right answer back out. So what we find is that it does have a mean of 236.3 pounds. The standard deviation that it found for us, 37.86. And again, with this one, I would take the variance and take the square root of the variance just to double check the accuracy on the rounding. See, find the 5-number summary. That's nice. If we've already got in the calculator still gives us that 5-number summary. So the 5-number summary, it's the minimum value, that's 174. They give us the maximum. I'll go ahead and go out there, 302. They give us the median in there, which is 241. And then now we just need the first quartile and the third quartile, and we look down. This one gives it as 25.5. I also did it on a TI calculator, and it gave me 25.5. I found another online calculating device, and it gave me 206, which is the answer in the back. So again, this is it seems to be a little bit of a detail issue when calculating the first quartile. But if we were to lay it out, since there's 53 pieces of data, an odd number, the median's actually one of the data pieces. The first and third quartile will also be one of the data pieces, not partway in between. So if you're off a little bit on the homework problems, just maybe try the second calculator that I've now added, the newer one, but just know that there's going to be a problem when you use either apps or calculating devices that might give a slightly different answer. And I'll look into it a little bit more to see if I can figure out why, but at this point I just know that there are differences depending upon which calculating tool you use. The last thing it wants us to do is draw a box and whisker plot, or box plot, what it calls it. I like to call it box and whiskers because that's what we really get. So I do a number line. And again, my data is going from a minimum of 174 to a high of 302. So we find some way of dividing things up. So maybe just start here at 150 is big enough, and then we could maybe go by 50s. There's 200, 250, 300, 350 while we're at it. And then again, what we do is we put a line everywhere one of the 5 numbers is. So 174, I kind of have to adjust and estimate. That's almost halfway between here. 175 would be exactly half, so probably can't really tell that difference. 206, so just a little bit bigger than 200, probably about here. It's an estimate. 241 is slightly less than 250, so we'll put a line there. 272 is somewhere in the middle here. And then 302 would be just the other side of 300. So that's our 5 numbers listed. And then again, we just make a box in the middle of the middle 3, connect these with the whiskers, and then there's our box plot.